This is an old-fashioned Spielberg film. From that John Williams score to his style of camera movement and composition to visually tell a story. Like, man, look, nobody like Spielberg works that camera to tell a story visually like he does.
Sure.
And you know, you can still have dialogue and everything in there, but he really is a master storyteller with a camera. And even right down to them lens flares that have been your eyes. A lot of lens flares up in here, man. Yeah, man. This feels like a real throwback. I'll be in Chicago Friday, June 19th, 10 p.m. show for a night of sit-down comedy at the Lincoln Lodge. Get your tickets by going to doubletoastedchicago.com or scan that QR code right there, and we'll see you soon. I just said this. So back in the 80s, if you had an alien or a creature of some sort, then Spielberg was the man to go see.
He was your guy.
And then the 90s, if you needed a dinosaur, Spielberg was your man right there. I think he actually has an alien. He's already talked about dinosaurs are real. I think I think at his house, he has an alien riding a T-Rex. Or an alien T-Rex. But, you know, that was the creature guy right there.
Yeah.
You know, now he's done a lot of stuff in a lot of genres. But back in the day, if you had some sort of blockbusters that features some sort of weird creature, something from outer space, then that was the man to go to right there.
Mr. Amazing Stories himself.
Mr. Amazing Stories himself. So who better than to come out and tell us, yeah, aliens are here than Spielberg himself. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he ripped off his mask. Why you think I've been able to make all these great movies? I am an alien.
I use alien technology. Actually brought dinosaurs back for a bit.
Yeah, those are not Jewish lasers. I am actually an alien. Yeah, y'all. That's why we have Disclosure Day right here. And with Disclosure Day, it's funny because, listen, they say Disclosure Day, but they ain't saying nothing nobody knew already. Child, we know aliens are here. Government ain't saying nothing. Y'all might as well go ahead and bring them little dudes on out, man, because we know they up in there. But they got to put up appearances.
Sure.
They still got to act like something's crazy. You know what? Hey, what if all these people go crazy because now they don't know what to do with their religion? So yeah, we can't have that. So when you got this dude out here, this tech expert, or this guy who's a coder or something.
Coder, yeah.
Yeah. So you got this dude right here. He's a cybersecurity agent. Now he's a whistleblower. And the government said, yeah, no, the hell with that. He a snitch. Before you go out there and tell everybody about these aliens that we got to stop him.
Right. Because we can't have panic in the streets once they find out.
No. But he also has this connection with this weather woman who gets on camera and just starts talking in clicks.
Bertations.
Yeah. Them Bertations over there are very Bertation. Damn, you speaking that African language. But yeah, she starts talking in clicks and everybody starts freaking out. And together, this connection that they have, they need each other if they want to expose the government for this huge cover-up involving aliens. In other words, telling that shit we already know. Boy, I don't know why you're trying to get yourself killed over something.
We can't let the people know this. I think they kind of know. They suspect already.
Yeah, all these car crashes and chases and all this kind of.
We have to keep this quiet while we crash.
Meanwhile, y'all crashing people's houses. Bam! What the hell are you doing, man? The aliens! I know! What about my goddamn house? Yeah. But in other words, man, we're celebrating the return of Spielberg within the genre that made him popular with a lot of kids who grew up and back in the 80s, my time.
Hey, man, I don't know anybody who was a bigger fan of E.T. than you.
Oh, boy. E.T., I told y'all, man.
That rocked your world.
E.T. was the first movie. Now, listen, I sniffed and shed a tear, but E.T. was the first movie I bawled.
Mm-hmm. Is he gonna be okay? It's a goddamn movie. Stop embarrassing me.
Shit,
Jesus.
I wish my mama had done that. Yeah, you look to your parents for confirmation and security, and comfort.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, when E.T. turned ashy and that flower went down, and he died. And I looked at my mom and I died, and I just knew she was gonna tell me the world was gonna be all right. Oh, baby, he gonna be okay. I said, Mama, is E.T. gonna be all right? And she looked at me and said, Baby, I don't know. No, Lord, why did you take him? Why you take that baby? He was too young.
He didn't do nothing to nobody.
Y'all left his ass. You could have picked him up. That was the first movie that I saw in the theater 4 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
It was something that for at least up until my late teens, that was the movie that shaped my life there.
Yeah.
That was the one that made me a diehard Spielberg fan. But how do I feel about his new venture into aliens? Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for Disclosure Day.
It will remind us of our capacity for empathy and that there is something bigger out there than just ourselves.
Now, keep in mind, it's the same dude who told us after Jurassic Park, we'll have dinosaurs in 5 years. Them aliens will be here before the dinosaurs.
I don't know. I feel like it's neck and neck at this point.
I was just mad because I'm like, where's my dinosaur, man? Shit, I thought I was going to have a dinosaur like I have Pixie right here.
Well, they brought back a woolly mammoth? That's getting closer.
That ain't no dinosaur. That ain't nothing but an elephant with a shag. Yeah, but folks, we were talking about E.T., so this is pretty much this is E.T. as an episode of the X-Files.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if Spielberg had directed an episode of the X-Files.
Mm-hmm.
It's really what would happen if E.T. had been at the wrong place at the wrong time. Instead of making friends with a little boy, with a little 10-year-old boy, yeah, he wanted to somebody else's yard, like, freeze! Don't you move. I'm calling the government right now. No. Yeah, man. But make no mistake, from the start of this movie, from the very beginning, it is very much, I know it seems, the trailer has a feeling more of like an action film combined with maybe an M. Night Shyamalan premise,
Yeah.
But make no mistake about this, man. This is an old-fashioned Spielberg film. From that John Williams score to his style of camera movement and composition to visually tell a story. Like, man, look, nobody like Spielberg works that camera to tell a story visually like he does.
Sure.
And you can still have dialogue and everything in there, but he really is a master storyteller with a camera. And even right down to them lens flares that have been your eyes. A lot of lens flares up in here, man. Yeah, man. This feels like a real throwback. And you see that throughout the film, man. Like I said, man, if you were a kid in the 80s and you in that Spielberg era of blockbusters, it's going to give you that feeling of being back at that time, or at least it did for me. Because Spielberg, make no mistake, he has different styles. No, but I'm not trying to pigeonhole him down to just his blockbusters and his mainstream hits that kids loved. Look at things like Schindler's List.
Sure. Or Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can. Munich.
Mm-hmm.
These are more mature films, more adult-oriented films, and it still has a Spielberg style, but it's nothing like the big blockbusters that he would do. It's not, it's not Indiana Jones or anything like that. But this is his going back to the sci-fi blockbusters, man. It definitely had that distinct look of Close Encounters, or even right up to like Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Also, with that Spielberg type of throwback, you also get a lot of tropes. Some of the stuff that he...
Oh, did you notice some tropes?
Man, I was tripping on tropes. Man, a lot of them made popular by Spielberg. Boy, this movie should have been called Trip-a-Trope. Because you're going to be tripping on
Spielberg's greatest hits.
boy, and a lot of them made popular by Spielberg. I don't say he invented them, but they were made popular by him, man. You know, when you're watching this, you got the weird, the secret, mysterious, sinister government agency.
Boy,
You know,
I was like, are these the same guys from E.T.?
yeah, man. They want, for some reason, these shadowy government organizations, they just want to just do bad things to aliens.
Yeah, they want to do bad things to aliens. And for whatever they're doing to protect national secrets, they're willing to kill a whole bunch of folks to do it.
Yeah.
Like, well, there's got to be a better way, you guys. This is not efficient.
No, but this is more fun. It's more action packed. This looks cooler. It looks better when I bust through a house. Yeah, man. The whole thing is probe the alien before they probe us. They all up in aliens' asses. Yeah, it's a company called Wardex, a mysterious organization. Also complete with the head of the organization, the villain, who's played by Colin Firth. And there he is right there. He's the villain complete with a British accent.
Oh, yeah.
And got that John Williams villain score. Like when he walks in, the low horns start playing.
Yeah. He gets to wear all black.
Yeah.
And just kind of casually order people around.
Yeah, exactly. And boy, be mean mugging all the time. This man ain't happy about nothing. Also, the alien psychic powers that will allow the aliens to speak to us and to each other. As long as you're holding that alien wand, whatever it is. Also, you can do a bunch of cool telekinetic stuff with it, There's also some action tropes. We just saw them crashing into their house. You got the couple on the run from the government agency right here. From the murderous hitman that worked for that agency. And of course that includes, as I said, a bunch of action tropes here, such as car chases and whatnot. I'm not really bothered by all that because we see them all the time and stuff, and they could be entertaining. And I think it's entertaining here. Because I think the movie, the way it's structured is what works for me here. Is because the movie has a lot of mysteries. And this is a movie about cover-ups, alien cover-ups, and secrets slowly being unraveled. And the movie tells its story like that, which I think works to its advantage. Everything is a steady, slow reveal, no big exposition dumps. And for me, it pulled me in. Yeah. Some of the stuff that was, listen, I think we can agree on these tropes here. And, there's a lot of them, especially if you see a lot of movies like Us, they just come across just kind of silly sometimes, man. But I was pulled in, man. What did this guy see? Because this is at the beginning of the movie. They're not explaining a lot of stuff. They're keeping you guessing. What did this guy see? Why are they chasing him? What's his connection with this weather woman? Why is she suddenly speaking Russian? What's that bird doing? Who are you looking at? None of this stuff is overly explained, and it's fun to piece together. And it can be creepy. At the beginning, like I said with this trailer, when they're showing you Emily Blunt talking in clicks, and plus later on in the movie, she starts to just do stuff to people's minds. It's a little eerie. So I kind of like that. Some things never get explained. They're leaving it up to the audience to figure out after you leave the movie. Two characters have a connection in here. I don't want to say who they are. I don't even want to put pictures up. I'm not going to say anything, but two characters have a connection. Hints are dropped, but they never elaborate on what it is that's going on. You can guess and pick up little clues. And it's the same thing with that shady organization, man. They never really talk about who they are. They never really explain. You can see the name right there, but are they working for the government? Are they a branch of the government? What else do they do? Are they like the X-Files? I don't know. I like that even more that they kept that mysterious. But there are points where it does not work. And I can tell that you already probably think that a lot more doesn't work than I do. But what do you think about this?
Yeah, I think a lot more doesn't work than you do, because I'm all for like not, doing an info dump and telling you everything.
Yeah.
But it feels like stuff is left out because they didn't even define it. So it's just left up to the trope. It's like, well, you know how this goes. Well, we've seen this before. You get it. And I'm like, I can get it, but I really want to know how this is. I want to really like grasp onto it so I know what I'm getting into, instead of just feeding me like, the general story.
Yeah.
This felt to me like something like, look, clearly he's into the, he even says that he's into the whole, believing in aliens and extraterrestrials and all that.
Talking about Spielberg?
Spielberg. But it felt like something he wrote a long time ago. Because there's so many modern just storytelling devices that he's passing on to do stuff that's old and been done to death.
And by the way, David Koepp wrote this script. It was his idea, Spielberg's idea.
Right.
David Koepp wrote it.
Right. Yeah, saying it's Spielberg's idea, and it just made me think this might have been an idea he had decades ago, and it's finally like, all right, well, let's do my idea. And it's a lot of antiquated stuff that like we're kind of past this. It's also it made me think of like, it felt like a really corny adaptation of like a lesser Stephen King story. Like it had so many of the different things that he would throw in there, especially because Stephen King can get corny. He can be intense and he can be corny sometimes.
Yeah,
you know that.
Yeah,
especially like having a magic item that just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Or the God stepped in to help.
The God there's a book, and y'all know I'm talking about, the literal hand of God.
Yeah.
Comes in.
Yeah.
And saves the day.
Yeah. And there's I got that feeling from this. Like the one character I found myself really able to identify with and latch onto was Wyatt Russell.
I knew you were going to say him.
Her skeptical boyfriend. It was like, he's actually acting like a human being would act in these situations.
Yeah. In fact, he says at one point, I'm tired of your crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like Martin said this movie.
Yeah, he's trying to go with it. And I wasn't hating on this movie, because actually for the first half or third of it, I was kind of with it, because you're right. It's revealing. It's like, I want to know. Yeah. I like how it's pulling me along. But there's a point, especially at the halfway point, where like the revelations, the answers are a lot less interesting than the questions, if that makes sense to you.
No,
like,
it does.
Like when it's like, this is what's happening. It's like, oh, that. Yeah, and it takes such an optimistic view of how the world would react if this news came out, to where everybody's like, oh wow, it's like, so nobody's going deep fake. Come on, man. I feel like this movie, like. So, say like faith-based movies, like we'll watch those and we can see like, these aren't good.
Yeah.
But I think like, if you're Christian and you watch a faith-based movie, you might acknowledge it's not that good, but it's still speaking to something you deeply believe in. Yeah. So you probably kind of, feel favorable to it. And this is one where I was like, because I talked to a brother when I came out who's all into it. And if you're somebody who deeply believes in aliens and conspiracy theories, I think you will like this movie, because it's talking your language. But if not, maybe not so much.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that really got me in here was speaking of tropes, I hate to keep using that word, but one big one was the chosen one.
Yeah.
And the chosen one, the problem with the chosen one character in certain films and stories, and the problem for me here is that, okay, you're the chosen one, which means you can just pull powers out your ass. Mm-hmm. You can just do anything, mm-hmm. And this whole chosen one thing right here is like it's a shortcut to just get things done.
Yeah.
When we're in a tight situation, when there's nothing else to do, hey, chosen one, use your powers that you never used before, that you never even knew existed.
Yeah.
You don't even know how to, as of not even 24 hours ago, as of this morning, you didn't even know what this shit was. And now all of a sudden we can do cloak of invisibility and we can do magic, and it's like you're not even explaining how the chosen one is unlocking their powers.
No, even Harry Potter had to go to classes.
Yeah. Harry Potter's like, listen, I went to 4 years of university for this shit. All right. Meanwhile, you just hold a goddamn rock and doing spells. I'm not a big fan of that kind of writing.
Yeah.
And again, I could even let that go because that's something I've seen over and over again. But where this doesn't work for me is that you can make a lot of excuses and let a lot of things slide if you have great characters.
Right.
If those characters are pulling you in and you love those characters, they can pull all the magic out their ass if they want to.
Happens all the time.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, think about how many superhero movies we see where that happens, but we're cool with it. But here, you don't get a lot of character. You know, and believe me, I like the actors and I like their performances and I like the characters, but I'm not into them. Josh O'Connor, who plays the whistleblower, Daniel. I'm concerned for him. I'd like to know him, but I felt like I didn't, especially since they put such importance on him. But I didn't really get to know him that well, I don't think. Colin Firth as the bad guy, Noah, who's obviously at a bad dentist appointment right now. Wait, I can feel that.
Oh shit! I thought that was Novocaine. I am so sorry.
No. So unlike Josh O'Connell, who I like him, Colin Firth, he's just a stereotypical villain. You know what I mean? He's the guy that says, find him and bring me the thing.
Yes.
And then kill him.
Yes.
Yeah, he's just a stereotype, man. Emily Blunt is probably the most fleshed out character here because she gives them, and because of that, she gives the most memorable performance. It actually, one of the things that I thought they did play on well with her, finding out what her role was in this, is that it terrified her and she gives a very emotional performance in here. And like I said, she gets the most screen time. Yeah. Because that's what the problem is. Things are moving so fast here that there's a lot of ideas. I'm gonna bring up something that you didn't even think about. And it's a big deal in the movie, but they downplay it.
Okay.
But I'll get to that in a little bit. Now, because there's a lot of people. It's a big cast. There's a lot of ideas. It moves quickly. So that's the problem with some of these roles outside of Emily Blunt.
We keep seeing movies like this.
Yeah. They don't have a chance to really make us love these characters because they're moving so fast, trying to keep up with the pace of this film, which a fast-paced film is cool, but I really don't like it when it's like the expensive character. Colm Domingo's one of those characters, but as you can see, he's at a DJ gig right now. He's on the wheels of steel. DJ Domingo. But he's such a good actor that he makes the best out of what little he has.
Honestly, I was going to say with everybody, you don't get much in the way of character. It's the strength of these actors.
It really is.
Colin Firth, Josh O'Connell, Colman Domingo, Emily Blunt. Like when I talk about really good or even great actors, they're able to bring stuff that's not even on the page. They can do that because some people can only do what you write for them. But the whole time watch this movie, I was like, if it wasn't for what they are able to do with this and the lesser actors delivering this dialogue, you'd be like, nah, son, I want to go home.
And you make a great point because all of these actors are so good that they're doing an amazing job with not really much to work with. And you mentioned Wyatt Russell. Yeah, I like him. His goofy ass. He's either playing a badass or somebody's goofy ass boyfriend.
Yeah.
And like you said, he's the one that you relate to the most. You're like, what the hell are y'all talking about? I want to know this.
What is this? Yeah. I'm trying to hang with you, but plus you've been acting crazy lately. And I'm ready to get out of this shit.
Well, Martin, you're going to be busy this weekend, I know. But if you just happen to have just a little bit of extra spare time, come on over to Cash App. Right? Come hang out.
Like most of the world, I do use Cash App.
You do. Yes. You do. All right. Well, Martin, then you know what? Forget about it. You're already there. You're ahead of me. I was going to say, come hang out with our sponsor, Cash App. Well, be like Martin and get yourself over to Cash App because Cash App, first of all, it's a financial services platform. It is not a bank, but it's still a great way to earn interest on your savings. If you direct deposit at least $300 in paychecks each month and use the Cash App card, you got a Cash App card?
No.
You should get one, Martin, because listen, I'm going to tell you why. If you use that card for purchases, you can earn interest, or you can get interest on your savings with no hidden fees, no minimum balance requirements. And if you use Roundup with Cash App, and you use Roundup on that Cash App card, every purchase you make using the card is rounded up to the nearest dollar. So that means that all that spare change, Martin, that's just money you done had before, and they put it back in your pocket. Yeah, ching. Now you know. New Cash App customers can earn $10 if they use the code Cash App and the number 10, Cash App 10, in their profile at sign up, and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. Terms apply. I want to thank Cash App for being so nice to my friend Martin Thomas over here. I want to thank them for being kind to us and being a sponsor of this show. And I want to thank all of you out there for your support. Man, okay, so this movie is just overstuffed with ideas.
Yeah.
So one of the things that you haven't mentioned yet, I don't even know if you remember this still. So there's a big thing happening at the beginning of this movie. The world is on the brink of nuclear war because something's going on with Korea and Russia and America's arguing, and everybody's about to drop some bombs, and they play that shit down.
That's background noise.
It's way in the back. I was like, wait a minute, man, it is so...
Yeah, because they bring it up, but you never feel a sense of dread over that. It's like, yeah, okay, that'll get taken care of. I ain't worried about that.
Yeah, they play that shit down, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a heavy theme here. They put Spielberg's interest is so much into the aliens that even on the brink of nuclear war, he's like, that's cool, but what about God and aliens?
Yeah.
You know, what would happen to religion? Well, I can tell you, we ain't gonna have no religion once you blow this shit up. You might want to talk about that. But yeah, the movie is very focused on what does this mean for religion when we expose the aliens to the world. And that seems that it should be a big deal, but it seems to be, I would not have put that whole nuclear thing in the movie at all. And the movie did not need it.
No. It didn't need it. And even that question of what happens to religion once aliens are revealed, it's like, man, Christians are malleable. Anything happens, they go, well, that's part of God's plan.
Yeah.
Move on. That's the first thing that happens. So it's not even like a big thing.
It really is. You ask some questions that everybody know. These fools gonna make. Look, I ain't talking about Christians. I'm just saying. You know, I use that term all the time because people be like, fools. Is that what you think of Christ? Yeah. No. Religion, all religion will find a way.
Yeah, to work it in.
Yeah, they'll talk about it. Shit, hell, you know what they'll do?
God created the heavens and the earth, and they came from the heavens. So there you go. Boom.
Yeah. Hell, Jehovah's Witnesses be right at that spaceship.
Yeah.
Bitty, we're not here, bitty. Yeah, they'll try to baptize these aliens. They'll try to convert them. Yeah, come on. You know, they'll find an excuse. Like, hey, well, God it's not just the earth. He created the universe now. Hell, they'll get a Sharpie and rewrite the Bible right there on the spot. You know, I like I said, I don't even see why that's in the movie, the whole nuclear war thing, man. You know, and I'll tell you something, this whole thing about questioning religion and aliens, I can see how it plays into the larger theme. I can even see how the backdrop of the threat of nuclear war plays into the larger theme. But by the time it seems like it's going to address this, the lights cut on and they say, get out. Well, you see, and you hope you weren't looking for answers because your time is done. Another thing that didn't work for me, and you already talked about this, those slices of that Spielberg cheese, boy.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the movie is don't be
lactose intolerant.
Yeah, yeah. A lot. And listen. We all know old-fashioned Spielberg is hokey and cheesy. But a lot of this movie is presented as a thriller. You know, again, hence all the action sequences and the tense pace, and you know, a lot of this kind of plays out like very much like a thriller, very much like some of the thrillers he's done. A Hitchcock thriller.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm saying this because when you bring in that cheesiness, you know, of like a Hook or some of his more kid-friendly films, when you start to bring that kind of hokiness in, it kind of takes the tension out of out of the thriller part of the movie.
Yes.
And especially when they get to those damn, and I swear this was AI, when they get those damn CG animals.
Those CG animals are terrible.
They're terrible, and they in some parts it's like a damn Christmas Coke commercial.
Yeah, it does. Also, did we really need that?
No, you didn't need the nuclear war. You didn't need the whole thing with the animals. You'll see you'll see what it is with these animals, what they're doing.
I was like, I feel like that deer's in there only because he's in the poster.
Regardless of what I'm saying, I do like the movie. I do. I really do. And I think because Spielberg is such an amazing director, and his direction and the cast is what really gets us by. As I said, man, it moves fast, and that is, I mean, I'd rather it move fast than slow. Now, I wish they had found a balance to have character and everything else in there, but it does move fast enough to where one of the benefits of that is having some great action in here. You know, that car chase scene, man, that rivals anything you see in Indiana Jones. Because it keeps escalating. You know, you start out with the car chase, and then it ends up with a car being pushed into a train. And then after that, they have to escape from the car while trying to avoid another train, while also trying to be shot at. And I thought, all right, that is top Spielberg right there. That's the reason why we loved his blockbusters. This is why he's considered one of the greatest blockbuster directors of all time. I do have a question though. For one character to get out the car, they would have had to get off the brake, and they couldn't do that because they said, if I get off the brake, then it's going to kill us. Could they just not put the car in park?
Or could they there was room enough to make the U-turn without hitting the train. That was the first thing I noticed.
Yeah.
But as cool as that chase and everything was, and it was, don't get me wrong, but I was put off by why it was happening.
Because thrills. You know, this is what to get because action scene.
The person after them was like, who told you to do that?
No, I know.
I was like, this doesn't make any, okay.
Yeah.
No, okay.
No,
all right.
I think a lot of people might not be looking at some of the things that we're talking about.
Sure.
Because like I said, the movie moves so fast, and it is so well directed. And these characters, even though you might not get to know them deeply, like the actors make them likable. You know, and there are situations that are very tense here, man. The only thing I can see that might frustrate a lot of people is the ending, and some people might be fine with it. I didn't mind it, but parts, because parts of it were really capturing some of the best moments of not only E.T., but Close Encounters. It was almost like this is a spiritual successor to Close Encounters in a way. But even though I like those moments, the ending did feel abrupt. Some people, they'll be all right with that. Some people might not be. Just telling you right now.
That old hand of God came in just at the right time.
Yeah, sure did.
To give them the ending that they wanted.
I don't know, man. Well, I'm done. Say what you got.
Well,
you got the floor, sir.
Well, I mean, you're right about Spielberg and his directing. It's always good to see something competently made. We don't always get that. No, I'm not. That's not a backhanded compliment. We'll get things like this that just kind of play out in almost like B movies, which I kind of felt like this was, but just elevated B movie. Like you said, it does move quickly, but at over 2 hours, it's I don't know. I keep saying this a lot where a movie moves quickly, but then it's stuffed with so many things that nothing really gets the play that it needs. That it deserves to really make it like bring it home. At least for me, I could have enjoyed this as a smaller movie that didn't need to go all over the place. That had as half as many ideas and where it could have just focused. Just storytelling wise, it just had too many things I just kept tripping on. And like I said, first half of it I was kind of into, but just the longer it went on, the more I was like, oh, come on, don't do this.
Yeah.
Come on, man. So I don't know. It just ends up being kind of like a high rental for me.
Okay. Yeah. I said it once, I'll say it again. Spielberg's direction is amazing to watch. The way this man tells a story with a camera matches no one else. That's a whole pro right there, man. But because there's so much going on, most of the characters didn't have that same impact. It just didn't leave the thrilling emotional impact. I mean, even in an action movie, you get emotional just because you love Indiana Jones.
Mhm.
You know, when you're watching E.T., you love Elliot as much as you love E.T. You love that bond. It's so character driven, man. I didn't have that emotional connection to this. You know, my man's direction is up there with some of his best blockbusters. His direction. The movie though is just good. You know, it's just all right. This is good. It's not up there the complete package as some of his best films are. You know, so for me, it's probably more of a high matinee. But you know, I think people again might not be looking at it as hard as I am.
Yeah,
because at 2 hours and 30 minutes, because that's what it is. I think it's a full 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah. I didn't feel it. I did not feel it at all. I mean, when I woke up, a good 30 minutes was gone. No, I'm kidding. No, it was.
It does have a lull.
It did. No, it does. But I wasn't like, man, 2 hours and 30 minutes. This needs to hurry up.
I wasn't doing that. But I wasn't doing that. But it was more of a like, all right, well, you got another 30 minutes. We can bring this home. You got a chance to bring it back up.
Yeah.
And it said, I got different plans.
Next time, just make a movie about lens flares.
That's J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, boy. If one thing J.J. learned from Spielberg is them lens flares, boy. That's almost like a lens flare invasion movie.
Right? It's like a lens flare convention.
Well, would you look at that? You made it to the end of the video. That means you really like us. So just go ahead and press that like button and subscribe while you're at it. And check out our other channels, our social media like Instagram, TikTok, and our Patreon, where we have new stuff coming up all the time. And we'll see you on the next video.